Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review for the Stallone Marathon, and this time it is Driven, which I would consider one of Stallone's worst movies because Stallone and Renny Harlin had done Cliffhanger, which I think is one of the best films of the 90s. I really do feel that way. That's how much I love Cliffhanger. And they get back together again. Stallone wrote the script. He stars, but he doesn't really star in it. Renny Harlin directed it. I know the idea at first Stallone wanted to do an autobiography on a driver, but he said no. He wanted to work into Formula One racing, but couldn't because they said no, we don't want to give out secrets of how this all happens. So instead, he used the Champ cars, aka karts, which is championship auto racing teams. And I'm thinking, man, what if you guys got together? I remember when I saw a good friend of mine, Fabio's rant on this, his nice rant on this. And someone in the comments talked about how, man, these two guys, why didn't Renny Harlin cast Stallone in Mindhunters? I love Mindhunters. I think that's a very underrated Renny Harlin film. And I like LL Cool J in the role, but imagine if Stallone was in that role. And I read that comment, I go, yes, exactly. Or hell, I like Detox, aka ICU, but imagine if Renny Harlin had directed that instead of the fucking guy who did I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm like, yes, I think that'd be cool. Or hell, I love, even the guy mentioned this in the comment, Deep Blue Sea. I love Thomas Jane in Deep Blue Sea. But imagine if Stallone was that character in Deep Blue Sea. Don't change any of the dialogue or anything. But again, I love Thomas Jane in that. But imagine if Stallone was in that same role with Renny Harlin directing. Or hell, Gale Force. I'll throw this out there. Gale Force was a movie Stallone and Renny Harlin was thinking of doing. I forget if it was before Cliffhanger or something of that nature. Or I know there's that one, there was maybe a sequel to Cliffhanger called The Dam, and you could have done The Dam, you could have done and do that Gale Force where the whole town is underwater, kind of like that movie Hard Rain, which would happen with Christian Slater, but it's directed by Renny Harlin, Stallone. You deal with these pirates, not the pirates that go, la mateys, more like, hey, pirates that go in to fuck your shit up and take over this town. I better stop because I'm going to go on for another 15 minutes on that shit. All these other things that Stallone and Renny Harlin could have gotten together. Gale Force, The Dam, Mindhunters at this point, ICU at this point to do together. And again, some of those movies I like. I love Mindhunters. I like ICU. And they get together for this. Hell, if you want to see a good version of this movie, watch Days of Thunder. I liked Days of Thunder. Tony Scott, awesome score by Hans Zimmer, Tom Cruise, Michael Rooker. This, though, it sucks. It fucking sucks. Why does it suck? Stallone isn't even the star of the fucking movie. Even though he's above the title, his eyes are right there. He's the only actor on the back, picture-wise. He's not the star of it. He's a supporting role. I was almost going to say a small supporting role, but the story sucks. Stallone is not the problem acting-wise. He's fine acting. But he doesn't have much to do, and he wrote the script. Maybe that's because this is a film where you look on the DVD, there's over 50 minutes of deleted scenes. Quite a bit that involves Stallone. And Renny Harlin, apparently on the commentary, he said the original cut for this was 4 hours long. 4 fucking hours long. So when you cut a lot of that shit out for an under 2 hour movie, it feels very superficial, and it's not really that fun of a movie. It's not that fast pace of a movie. I'll give it that Stallone does fine acting. I'll give it that some of the practical car crashes look cool. Well done practical effects. But once in a while, they switch to CGI and it looks fucking dog shit like a fucking cartoon. It literally does. A lot of the cast, the leads, Tip Pardue, Fondue, whatever the fuck his name is, fucking sucks as the lead. He looks like he's 12 years old. He looks like he's ready to be one of the fucking little rascals, or he's getting ready to go to fucking school for his mommy to pack his fucking lunch for him. Tip Pardue, Fondue, fuck you, should not be the star of the fucking movie. Stallone should have been the star of the movie. People go, but that's Rocky with racing. People still call this Rocky with racing. Only you a fucking little schmuck like Tip Pardue. Nothing against him personally. I'm talking about his character. Just a little schmuck. You get Till Schreider as his adversary, who I don't care for Till Schreider. I've never cared for Till Schreider. You have the girl that like both liked, Estella Warren, who did not impress me in Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. She did not impress me in this. Gina Gershon is Stallone's ex-wife, and I like Gina Gershon as an actress. She's just here as one-note bitch. And then Burt Reynolds is the crusty manager. I can't even say manager, but sort of the boss. And he's in a wheelchair. And Burt Reynolds, I love Burt Reynolds. He's wasted in this. Yeah, it was kind of nice to see Burt Reynolds and Stallone on the same screen together, but Burt Reynolds, not even much to do. Other than one scene where he's talking with Sly and he's yelling from his wheelchair saying, "You threw it all away. I'm the slowest man, the fastest sport." But it's not even earned, and then after that, nothing really came up from that, and other than Stallone's not bad acting-wise, you get some decent car crashes, that's it. For a film about racing, it's really fucking boring. It feels slow. And when you see the cars going back and forth, granted, I don't watch racing. Because I don't want to watch cars do this for 3 hours or however long. But that's nothing against people who are into it. That's just not my cup of tea. But you can make that interesting. Like Days of Thunder. Hell, Days of Thunder is fucking mellow yellow. So of course I love the movie. I mean, it's Tom Cruise and Michael Rooker as the stars. Here is Tip Pardue and Till Schreider. Doesn't compare. Hans Zimmer's score, I don't even remember this having a score. Music by BT. Which sounds like a fucking STD. Who the hell is BT? Big Tumor? Butt Tiggler? Who the hell is BT? I like the soundtrack. That's one thing I do like. Not the score, the soundtrack, where you have the song called I Don't Want to Drive Anymore, or I'm Not Driving Anymore, which I think was music from the Matrix Reloaded. You hear in the Matrix Reloaded trailer, like the instrumental version. Poison Well, which I remember when I first had my account and I did tributes, I did one to Rambo with Poison Well, like in 2007, 2008, way on my first account. This is my life, this is my hell, na to the poison well. I want to fall back on you or come back to you. I forget. I like some of the songs. Score, I don't even remember, but I like some of the songs. So some of the songs I like. Stallone's performance is not bad at all, and some of the practical car crashes. But it was a mistake to not have Stallone be the lead. Oh, it'd be Rocky with racing. People still call it that, but Stallone as the lead. Stallone and Burt Reynolds, that should have been the most screen time, those two guys. And then get some other known actor against Stallone. But that's not the case here. You did a montage. The rookie Tip Pardue is gaining momentum. Till Schreider's sort of the main guy that people call is going to be the champion. And I don't know jack shit about racing, but do race car drivers get really famous that they get bombarded with pictures and women with their tits ready to pop out of their shirts? Again, I don't know shit about racing. Maybe that's how it is, but you know, if I were to be Dale Earnhardt, or actually, now that I say that, I don't even know if he's still alive. See, that's how little I know about racing. Like the one name I think of, and I don't even know if he's passed away or not. If I do, I mean, if he did, I'm an asshole. But it shows how little I know about the sport. It was just to my point of, do race car drivers get that famous? Because you never hear anybody talk about race car driving anymore in the public. You never hear that. I'm not saying it's not popular, because from what I understand, NASCAR and stuff get a lot of money, but in the public media, I never hear much about it. And jumping ahead, someone can answer me this question: do they race in the rain? This is a scene here where they do this big race in the rain. Do they do that? I would think that'd be dangerous and, you know, slick as shit, going all over the place. And someone can answer. But Robert Sean Leonard is Kip Pardue's brother and also manager, and it's like, no, you gotta do this and do that because we gotta gain momentum so you can be more famous. Estella Warren is with Till Schreiber. He dumps her, so she gets friendly with Kip Pardue, and you don't care about any of these characters. You don't care about them. Now, whether it's because all the shit Sly wrote got cut out, whether because of the very, very flashy direction by Renny Harlin, or whether because the actors you cast, I don't give a fuck. Kip Pardue, I did not like at all. I thought he was... I thought just he sucked ass. Till Schreiber, I've never cared for. Stella Warren, she looks good, but that's it. So maybe it's all of it. Sly gets called in by Burt Reynolds to try to help Kip Pardue because he's losing it on the racetrack. Gina Gershon is Sly's ex-wife, and she's just a total bitch. Stallone does a test drive, does his coin bit with these 3 coins where he drifts and he picks up the 3 coins, and he has his little quirk that he hums, like shows that he's in the zone. I don't mind that quirk that he's humming, okay. Yeah, this scene with Sly and this female reporter, and it goes nowhere. Well, I guess technically they get together, but it's like, okay, because a lot of that shit was cut out because you see in the deleted scenes. I'm like, well, this didn't even need to be in the movie then, because there's really nothing to this relationship, because it's all on the cutting room floor. Kip Pardue and Estella Warren get together, and I don't care about these two. So anytime when Estella Warren is swimming in this swimming pool, and or those two and Till Schreiber at this car show, whatever it is, and Estella's gonna go back to Till Schreiber, and Till and fucking Kip Pardue doing a little tissy fit, ready for them to do this. Just don't give a fuck about these characters. I don't give a fuck about the actors. And that really hurts the film. And it is one of those films that feels like it's going deep, but it's about as deep as a fucking thimble. It's about as deep as... Can't even think of another thing to think of. It's about as deep as a fucking fingernail. It's about as deep... Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. I don't know. It's not as deep as it's the movie itself makes it out to be. So sometimes it seems as if it's either full of itself or it's like, come on, man. Just be a dumb, fun movie. Because I know you want to be deep and that's cool, but it's not working. So just get rid of it and be a dumb, fun movie, and you're not doing that either. So that's why this film kind of failed on all levels, and not many people like it on other reasons. You have this full drama, but you don't care about the characters. The only I like Sly, but he's not given much to do because he's a supporting character. Because they want to make an ensemble, which was a big mistake, and then more shit with Sly was cut out. I'm not saying Sly's in here in a cameo, no, far from it, but still not much. More of Gina Gershon being a bitch. There's a race with Sly in it. Burt Reynolds made Stallone stay at this pit stop for a long time so Sly can come in and sucker Till Schreider so the rookie can get in and win. Which I think, well, that's a dick move. Are you trying to make me root for Till Schreider? Because Till Schreider's not getting any help. So you're, I mean, I guess technically he's not cheating, but in a way you're cheating so that the guy, Kip Pardue, can win. But he's the guy we're supposed to be rooting for, and Till Schreider's supposed to be the bad guy we're supposed to be against, but Till Schreider is the one getting fucked. You know? And then you get some car races. Most of the crashes are nice and practical. But, and I'll get to this, but before that, you do have some bad dialogue. I hate to say it, Sly. I know you wrote the script, but Gina Gershon talking to the female reporter and going, "Does you swallow some of his bullshit and you love the taste of it?" And that's where you get to that party and Estella going to Till and Kip Pardue steals one of these cars. And then Sly steals a car and they race on the open road in the city. And part of me, I know a lot of people hate this scene, and believe me, I'm not going to defend it. I just wonder if this scene was in a Fast and Furious movie, would people give it more of a pass? But at least Fast and Furious know that they're being dumb fun. At least in this, they're going 195 miles per hour. You know this because a cop has one of those things with the speeding. 195 miles per hour. They have no windshield, no helmet, no visor. If you're going 195 miles per hour, wouldn't you be like fucking shit going in your eye, like ah, and then you can't see, and then you try, I mean, you could not see. If you don't believe me, if you're in a car, pop down the window, put your head out, and then try to look. And that's if you're going just like 30 or 40 or 50 miles an hour. Depends what the speed limit is. And do that, and the wind's in your face, and maybe sand or dust and shit. You like, but this is 195 miles per hour, and they're driving as if there's a big fucking force field on them. They're like, or as if they're coasting along at 10 miles per hour. And granted, I mean, if it's 20 or 30 miles per hour, you could see fine, but you're still kind of blurry. I'm just making that example because now imagine if it's 195 miles per hour. You would not be able to see jack shit. And maybe if it was a film I gave a fuck, then I would not give a shit. I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. There's many films I love that have dumb stuff in them. But if you don't give a shit, then shit like this, you pick on, just fuck it. I don't like the film. I'll pick on it, just like you pick on a fucking... There's a person you don't like, you pick on them. No, not really, because bullying is wrong. But if it's an asshole, fucking dickhead, then you can pick on him. And this is a fucking dickhead movie. Because I'm like, man, Stallone and Renny Harlin could have done so many other films. Gale Force, Mindhunters, ICU. You could have done any of those films together. You picked this. And it sucks. A fucking CGI manhole that I've seen better in the 80s Ninja Turtle cartoons when they had their fucking manholes. Either one popping up when they flick by, or a CG manhole almost hitting Sly in the face. I'm like, Sly, you don't have to flinch. There's nothing there. It's just a cartoon coming at your face. So it doesn't work. And then again, this heavy-handed dialogue and weird shots. It's not cutaways, but just sort of weird how usually you would film boom on that guy's face, then boom on that guy's face. They get the drama and tension. But they'd be like, okay, Sly's filming here. Then it awkwardly cuts to this shot here. And then it cuts. It's just, I can't explain. Sometimes there's these awkward cuts. Same with when Stallone and Burt Reynolds have their big scene. And this is supposed to be a dramatic scene between these two. So you should be focusing the camera on Burt Reynolds' face and then Stallone's face. But then it puts these awkward, like, okay, it's Burt Reynolds, then it's Burt Reynolds from this side, then it's Burt Reynolds from behind him, and then Sly. It's like, no. You're ruining any dramatic tension by doing all these angles, different angles of shots. No, you're ruining it. It's supposed to be an intimate conversation between the two. When you're having all these different angles and being, I don't even want to say flashy, but it's like, no, you're ruining it. No, calm down, Renny. And I liked Renny Harlin as a director. I love Deep Blue Sea, Die Hard 2, Adventures of Ford Fairlane, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Prison, Cliffhanger, Mindhunters. But this is not it, man. This is not it for... Sorry. And by the way, all the shit that fucking stupid ass kid does, driving through the streets, endangering people's lives, and all he gets is a fucking fine. Doesn't get arrested, doesn't get put in jail. I'm like, your ass would be in jail. You just get a little fucking fine? No, it's not just fucking fine, because it fucking blows. And then, up to this point, the only CGI I noticed was like the shitty manholes in that scene, or every once in a blue moon. So like when people go, oh, there's a lot of shitty CGI, I'm going, I'm not noticing a lot in the racing scenes. It seems like a lot of practical, some nice practical, granted over the top. People could call them unrealistic, but I still like, okay, cool. Fun over the top crashes done practically. But after that scene, I see a lot more bad CG. Like they're in the rain, and then I'm like, do they race in the rain? And these bad, like this one bad POV shot with this fake CGI rain coming to the camera. I'm going, the hell is this? And this big slide up of this car and crashes. This rookie's teammate trying to pass. The guy who's with the ex-wife of Stallone, Gina Gershon. And his car gets fucked up in the slow-mo. And when he comes down, this fucking cartoon car out of wacky racers, I say racers, but it's more racers, is wacky racer wits, shit, bouncing off like a fucking... And then they get to the car, and then there's fire, and they get him out, and the thing blows up. Bert's going to fire the kid. Bert and Sly have this little scene, but Bert's going, I watched you throw it all away. And Sally, I tried to pay attention to this film, but this is one of those films that you want to fast forward because it's pretty damn boring. Mainly because the characters and drama just don't work, and the races, it just... Sally becomes a bit redundant. To the point it's like, okay, crash, blah, 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 smooth, crash, but just got, again, got a bit redundant and boring. And this scene, I don't even remember exactly why Stallone quit way back in the day. I think Till Schreiber mentions that Stallone almost killed him in a race in '97. And then Gina Gershon mentions how Sly left her. And I'm thinking, well, if you're this bitchy, no wonder he left you. And then it's like, was he a bad boy? Was he... like, why did Sly quit? I don't know a clear answer. Maybe the blame should be on me, or maybe the blame's on the movie. Maybe it's both. And this scene between Burt and Sly, I want it to work, but it just doesn't work for me. And Burt Reynolds is just... crabby old man in wheelchair. And then, in a little bit after that, Burt decides to let Kip Pardue race because the kid bounces on his bad ankle 10 times. So now the kid can race. So they get in a race, and I'm seeing more and more bad CG mixed in with like car crashing, then really bad cartoon CG, and then like this bad CG tire going up and over into the crowd, and then like you get some crashes, again some practical good effects, then some really bad cartoon CGI. I'm seeing more as the movie goes on. Or like when Sly does his bad CGI jump of his car off this curve to bounce Till Schreider out of the way of first place, so the rookie can go and win, and then Sly's in third. And I'm like, well, isn't that a bit unfair to Till Schreider? Because you both double teamed them. Where's Till Schreider's teammate? Does he not have a guy to help him out too? I mean, you make it Till Schreider to be the underdog now because you got 2-on-1. So the rookie wins, and I don't give a fuck, and Sly's in third, and they celebrate, and the movie ends, and I go, I'm glad it's over. Driven fucking drives you to drink, drove Sly's career down into the toilet, and yeah, I love Sly. I wish he did. I know this is one of those films he regrets doing, but he also put Dick Carter on that list, which I highly disagree with. He also doesn't like Over the Top. He doesn't like Rambo 3. He doesn't like Daylight. He doesn't like Detox. There's a lot of films I love Over the Top. I guarantee you he doesn't like Tango and Cash. I guarantee you he probably doesn't give much shits about Cobra. So it's like, I'm like, Rambo 3 is underrated. Dick Carter, I mean, this I can understand. Rhinestone I can understand, but Dick Carter, no, I don't understand that. Rambo 3, no, I don't understand that. But positives, I think Stallone's acting is fine. I like some of the songs. I like some of the practical car crashes, but it's it's a little under 2 hours. It feels long. The racing scenes become redundant. More and more bad CGI gets put into them. It's really, really horrible CG. The idea of not having Stallone be the lead was a huge mistake. The leads are horrible. Kip Pardue, Till Schreider, Stella Warren, they suck. Burt Reynolds is wasted. He's wasted in a nothing fucking role. Drama that doesn't work. Just feels superficial. At times the movie's a bit too flashy for its own good. And if I want to watch this kind of movie, I'll watch Days of Thunder, which I think did it a lot better than Driven. So, yeah. Again, easily one of Sly's worst movies, in my opinion. So, in fact, probably after this, I'm going to review what I think is a bit of an underrated film. Not perfect, but ICU, aka Detox. I think that's an underrated one. That's going to be the next review. Because I know he put that on Dick Carter and this on the list that he regrets making when he did an interview with Cool News, like people would write him questions and he wrote answers. He said Rhinestone, Oscar isn't that bad in my opinion. Stubborn Mama Will Shoot, and then he said Dick Carter, Detox, and this movie. And I'm thinking, Detox and Dick Carter, I don't get. This I do. I reviewed Detox before ATICU, but I'm going to review it again because I liked the movie. Thanks for watching. Take care. And fuck Driven.